I knew there was a twist, but nothing prepared me for that. This story was fantastic. I loved the setup, the world building, characters, everything. Bryn is thrown into this whirlwind by a chance meeting at the market that takes her out of her home and into this new world. You can see how Bryn's torn between what she's been taught and what Acker is telling her. Acker is everything you want in an MMC at first, but as you go along in the story, you find yourself thinking, I don't know how I feel about how he did that. Prepare for your perspective to change multiple times, but you'll love it. Trust me. I loved this book. This spin on the good side of town versus bad side of town was just what I needed. Christian's relationship with each of the brothers is unique, and I love her deep and open connection she creates with them. The story was steamy, but also felt like you could see how she got to the position she got into. It felt very real. The underlying story with Macon is raw and heartbreaking. It was way more than just some girl sleeping her way through a bunch of brothers, which, to be honest, I would have enjoyed as well. But this was way better than that. Another warm, comfy mystery by Sedona and Amy. Not gonna lie, I'm really warming up to this duo. These aren't my standard read because, honestly, they're way more PG than my usuals, but I still loved it. Leah talks herself right into another murder investigation. Literally, while puppy-sitting Ryder's paranormal French bulldog. You know, she's going to go down that road. You're mentally shaking your head at her, but I really don't think she can help herself. While I didn't feel myself as invested in this investigation, I still enjoyed the ride. I'm starting to wonder if Leah really is full vamp or not, though. All signs are pointing to a bit more going on than she's aware of. Maybe Mom and Dad Payne have something they need to tell her? Something just isn't adding up there yet. Whatever it is, I am now faced with the weight, because I most definitely will be reading the next one when it comes out. This one leaves me unsure. This book follows multiple timelines and perspectives that jump around a lot. Jenna and Sam are this immediate love that just seems to keep missing each other while they grow from lusty teens to women. Then enters Sir, who throws a wrench into everything. The narrative is great, although predictable. It's easy to figure out who is who in the subtext of the chapters. I found the bouncing around of timelines to be confusing at first, but it does start to become easier. I expected way more steam than was actually given in this read, a lot of angst without the reader getting any of the follow-through. Overall, this read just left me unsatisfied. Wow, that was a wild ride. I didn't want this one to end. I loved everything about Layla and Colt. Layla working for her ex's hot cowboy dad on a secluded ranch was exactly what I needed today. It was like if Birthday Girl and Credence had a love child with a hot cowboy. Colt is this tortured guy who feels like he owes everyone the world and then walks Layla to torture him some more. Now I need to read all about Hayes. I also wouldn't be upset to see a story about Case. When he's got his life together, of course. Case's story came out after this review was written. This was such a cute romantic read. I love a good age gap. Add to it the prohibited workplace romance, and I knew I'd be all in. Jasmine and Allie couldn't help themselves when they're sent to Jamaica together to set up the new love hotel where couples are matched by matchmakers, while spending time in paradise. Even though workplace relationships were strictly prohibited, Alejandro and Jasmine find themselves drawn to each other over and over again. This story is very romantic. The setting in Jamaica is perfect and brings you Bob, the quirky Jamaican driver who was by far my favorite character. My only complaint is, when the perspective changes between Allie and Jasmine, it goes over the same scene you just read again from their perspective a bit too much and started to seem a bit repetitive. Only a minor issue though, because I thoroughly enjoyed this book. What's not to love about this book? Enemies to lovers. Check. Why choose? Check. Sexy stepbrothers. Okay, so that one may not be for everyone, but I'm not upset about it personally. Rith's house burns down. So what does her mother do? Moves her in with her old college flame and his 3 hot sons, of course. One brother hates her for invading his space. While he grieves his mother, but his immediate draw and borderline stalkerish obsession is palpable. So much so, he drags his brothers along with him. I have so many theories about where this series is about to take me, and I can't wait, honestly. Romantic is the best word to describe this story. April is devastated when her engagement ends abruptly. But in the wings is her ex's brother, James, you go into this read thinking it's a sordid affair, however, it's anything but. So many emotions are written into the story. Grief for love lost. The guilt that comes along with a new relationship after such an intense breakup and this blossoming feeling of love that takes over. I loved how good this story made me feel. James is definitely book boyfriend material. Do not let the romance fool you, though. The smut, to quote Tierney herself, slaps. Yep, that was hot, and I can't wait for her next one, which I've already seen is in the works for none other than Gemma, who I absolutely loved. I cannot wait to see the shenanigans she gets into in her own book and hopefully spot her much loved MCs from this book living their best lives. That took a hard left. The first book was this taboo romance between a stepsister and her stepbrothers. Book 2 is straight up ball to the wall chaos. Rith has been taken and sold to the Order, a secret society that trades in women. The boys won't have that, though. They want their sister back. This book is action-packed. You start to pick up pieces of a puzzle that were hinted at in Book 1, and now it's starting to make a bit more sense. I have theories about the Rossies, the Order, and Rith's horrible mother, but I'll wait until I finish the series to share my thoughts. Also, we'll need to talk about Viv, but I haven't finished forming my thoughts on that side story just yet. Can't wait to keep reading.